Hello, magical people. Hope everybody is doing very well. My name is Meg Moonbeam, and welcome back to another Beyond Astro weekly forecast here on the Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. Thank you so much to everyone that's joining me live or catching the replay. Hope everybody is feeling good and grounded during these wacky and wild times as we're going to get into. And before we get into the astrology, of course, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Beyond Mystic YouTube and Rumble channels. And if you'd like to have an astrology reading with me, those are available over at the link in the description box below. And I'm currently booking into March of 2025. So if you'd like to have a reading with me in 2025, you can go head over to that link in the description box and book in. And yeah, how's everybody feeling out there? Hello, Celestial Emma. Nice to see you. We've got Freestar from New Zealand. Wow, so cool. I love how we're all from totally different parts of the world in this woo community and we're able to connect online. Very, very cool. So as we get into this week, this is magical energy, but also a little bit challenging, okay? As you guys are going to see, and I'm going to bring up the charts. I've got to sneeze just one second, you. Excuse me. As you guys are going to see, we're going to have Sun square Mars, full moon in Aries. So before I get into that, I almost forgot to mention as well that our lovely Carla over at Ascension Organites has these magical new tarot card natural candles now available at ascensionorganites.com. And you can use discount code all in one word, Beyond Mystic, to get 10% off really, really new, cool new candles from Carla. So I'm filming this on Sunday, October 13th. And in this Beyond Astro Weekly forecast, I'm going to talk about the astrology for our week ahead from Sunday, October 13th to Saturday, October 29th. Yeah, some intense things as we're going to get into. But today, Sunday, October 13th, oh my gosh, we've got Mercury ingressing into Scorpio. Okay. The Scorpio influence is going to start getting stronger and stronger, and you guys are going to feel it as we get into this week. So this past Friday, the ruling planet of Scorpio, which is Pluto, went direct. And we've been having that Pluto retrograde since end of May 2024. Pluto is now direct. And this is the end of Pluto in Capricorn from now until November 19th, revealing huge things to us, huge revelations and secrets about the government, the politicians, systems and structures of life, people that are Capricorns or have Capricorn placements, also Scorpios as well. And now we've also got Mercury at critical degree, 0 degrees Scorpio, first degrees this week. This is the planet of information, news, social media. So I'm really, really feeling as we get into this week, and I know I say this a lot, you guys, but wow, there's going to be some huge revelations this week around politicians and governments. Not only is that Mercury now in Scorpio, the sign of secrets and things being revealed, conspiracies coming to light, the hidden and the shadow side coming to light, drama, sex scandals, really weird, kind of darker information coming up. Celestial Emma says a lot more truths. Yes, even more truths and uncomfortable truths, Scorpio and Pluto rules. It's also Libra season. We're now at 20 degrees of Libra. As of today, we're in the last decan of Libra season, and Libra, as well as Capricorn and Scorpio, these are all signs in astrology that deal with powerful people, powerful positions, and politics. So I'm predicting some absolutely huge political revelations and even removal of politicians from their positions in office happening this week or early next week, but I think it's so strong it's happening this week with Mercury now in Scorpio, Pluto now direct, and very powerful full moon in Aries that we are going to be having on October 17th, as I'm going to get into. Peggy says, thanks, Pluto, for taking the trash out. Yes, Pluto definitely takes the trash out. So I love that, Peggy. That is so, so true and so funny for you to put it that way. So, yeah. And, that Mercury in Scorpio, yes, it's the collective. Yes, we're going through huge revealing and the destruction of the matrix, but it's also in our personal lives. It's also in our day-to-day routines, lives, neighborhoods, friendships, sibling relationships that we can be having huge things revealed as well. Cheryl says, there goes Trudeau in Canada. Just one sec, you guys. Sorry, you guys. Yeah, Cheryl says, there goes Trudeau in Canada. I've been saying it for so, so long that Justin Trudeau / Castro is past his expiry date. Okay. Definitely with the energy this week, he could be removed or step down. Definitely that could be a potential here. We can also be seeing Kamala removed from the presidential race with this energy. There's also every single country in the world has politicians, right? So there could also be a country that I haven't even been able to look at the astrology of yet because it's just too many different charts that might be having politicians removed or government structures removed. This is going to be huge theme for this week. And before I got interrupted, I'm so sorry, you guys. It's also in our personal lives. There can be things coming up. So remember that as things may be coming up around others around us, our local community, ourselves, okay, remember that Scorpio teaches us not everybody's perfect. Everybody has a shadow side. Everybody has weaknesses. Everybody has traumas, okay? And we are all truly trying to do our best, even if there's something weird that we find out about someone that comes up, or even something weird that we really come to terms with about ourselves. Be gentle with yourself at this time because there can be huge revelations and healing and purging coming up at this time. Kaza says the UK Prime Minister is all but done now too. Interesting. I haven't been checking in too much with that, but yeah, could be multiple different leaders being removed from their position all at the same time as we go into this week. Hermiller says, you have been such an anchor, Meg. Thank you. Thank you, Hermiller. I love you guys. And it means everything to me that I'm being of value and being of service through the astrology. So I hope I'm making sense and helping you guys with the astrology. Thank you, Hermiller. So today, Mercury moves into Scorpio. We're feeling that Mercury energy even strong. Monday, October 14th, which is Thanksgiving in Canada, where I'm from. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We've got exact Sun in square to Mars and Venus in opposition to Uranus. This whole week is funky and this whole week is challenging, okay? Because we're having really intense full moon in Aries that I'll get to in a bit with these harsh aspects. Sun in square to Mars. Okay, Mars is one of the malefics. Mars is currently at his fall position in Cancer. Mars hates being in Cancer. And so we're feeling easily agitated, moody, frustrated, tired with this Mars in Cancer. And then he's going to exactly square the Sun tomorrow, which is our life force and our consciousness and us as the collective of humanity. So this is tense. This is conflictual. And we can be having major frustration come up. We can be having major conflicts come up. So if you're having situations in your life where, something needs to be said to someone, just please try to remain calm. This might be a week with this explosive, I'm just going to say, with this Sun square Mars, with this full moon in Aries, not the best week to be having intense conversations with loved ones or coworkers, because it could get into a really conflictual and explosive place. Okay. So this is kind of a week to stay at home, close the blinds. Just kidding, you guys, but not going into any crazy groups of people, doing anything like going to a protest that where shit's going to get crazy. This is conflictual, okay, and can even be physically violent, okay? So please don't go into overcrowded places this week. Don't be around people that make you feel like shit, or there's a little bit of a conflict with them, because there could be a full-blown explosion with us and people in our lives, okay? Now, a positive of the Sun square Mars is it's bringing to surface our frustrations and our anger that needs to be dealt with, okay? So this is a great week for doing physical movement. Mars rules exercise, physical movement, dance, to be releasing anger and frustration. I would also suggest, journaling or even therapy to process whatever frustrations are going to be coming up. But I would be really mindful of what you express to others if there are conflicts, because it might be misunderstood and it might get into a really bad, explosive place. Okay, so just saying. Also, that Venus in opposition to Uranus on the exact same day, Monday, October 14th, this is instability. This is unstable. Okay. So we're all having shadow work and shit come up to the surface. We're all going through a mass cleansing, and you don't need to save anybody. Okay. You don't need to explain yourself to people that aren't going to get it. Put yourself first. It's like that saying, if you're on an airplane and the airplane's going back down, you're going to put your life jacket on before you help somebody else. Okay. You're going to put your breather on before you help somebody else. This is people this week need to figure it out on their own if they're having major issues. Okay. It doesn't mean we can't be there for people, but really want to stress, if there's people in your life that you just have conflict with, you just have fights with, they just don't get you, let it go this week and release the frustration and anger in other ways, okay? Also, the Venus in opposition to Uranus can bring instability in the financial markets, okay? Venus at detriment in Scorpio, ruling investments, investment market, Uranus at fall in Taurus, which rules money and the financials. So and I'm not a financial advisor, you guys, but this is a week to just pause and not make any crazy investments, not make any crazy decisions. Remember, 5 planets retrograde. Pluto may be direct, but we've still got Neptune, Saturn, Uranus, Jupiter, and Chiron, all retrograde. So this is a week to just kind of observe and not absorb, and know that you may be feeling more frustrated, you may be feeling more moody, you may be feeling more irritated. And if you're not, okay, then that's great. Maybe there's nothing huge for you to process at this time, okay? I do like that on Tuesday we have Venus in trine to Neptune, so that is a very magical, positive aspect, and also we've got Venus in sextile to Pluto on the 17th, which is that a Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. So the full moon, this crazy ass full moon, is going to be on the 17th. So this is the day I want you guys to be aware of. Okay. Darren says, I do recommend buying silver. Of course, precious metals. Of course, of course, of course. I'm talking more risky investments, because Uranus can be risky investments. Maybe hold off this week. Okay. Yeah, this Aries full moon is absolutely buck wild. So moon 24 degrees of Aries, and we have something called a grand cardinal cross. So, the moon and the sun are always at an opposition during a full moon, and two malefic planets, Mars and Pluto, in opposition in square to the sun and the moon. So we call this a grand cardinal cross. Very adverse chart pattern. This is going to be a very intense day where, again, please be mindful. Places you are at, don't go in overcrowded places. Don't do anything overly crazy or risky. Aries can rule accidents. Aries rules riskiness. And with this being a grand cardinal cross, it's more on the adverse side. Okay. Kamala Harris's transits for this day are extremely adverse. And I've been talking about this in some of the other shows. So I think something really adverse might come up with her to the point where she may have to step down, or there could be some kind of huge scandal that comes out about her, or even something violent that happens towards her. And I'm not calling upon violence towards Kamala Harris. I'm just reading the astrology. Okay. Gray, hello, Gray says, love, love, love your videos. They're so spot on to me. It's creepy. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gray. That means so much to me. And I'm sending you lots of love. So yeah, very unstable full moon. This is not a full moon where you're going to want to leave your crystals outside and let your crystals charge. This is very adverse, and you're going to want to watch yourself during this full moon. You're going to want to really pay attention to what energies you are feeding. I like this full moon for cleansing, for physical movement, for exercise, for getting in your body, for being honest with yourself about your self-empowerment, self-leadership, where you've maybe given your power away, because Aries has to do with our personal power, and calling that power back. Okay. But geopolitically, with Aries, not only this full moon in Aries being absolutely horrible for Kamala, so that's going to be really interesting what comes up with that. But Aries also rules leaders and can be one of the signs that we associate with politicians, leaders. This could be a day or days surrounding where there could be more than one leader, president, prime minister stepping down, losing their position of power, having a major scandal. Sex scandals or abuse scandals are possible because we've got Pluto and Mars in that opposition in the Grand Cardinal Cross. So also athletes, adverse for athletes, not a good time to be going to a sports game. Okay, so I know I'm saying a lot of really intense stuff, you guys, but this is super intense. Joe Biden could cross. Okay, this could be the death of somebody, which again, I'm not calling for, just saying it's really, really intense. So being mindful of the energies. Thank God we've got Venus in sextile to Pluto. So that's lightening things up a little bit with the Pluto, where it's not all totally bad. When there's adverse astrology, the most important thing to look at is what's going on with Pluto, because Pluto rules the darkest sides of life. And Pluto shows us how bad something is really going to be. So it's not nice that we've got Pluto in this Grand Cardinal Cross, but thank God Pluto is in exact sextile to Venus, lightening up the energy a little bit. Also on that same day, Venus is going to ingress into Sagittarius. So that's nice because Saggy is one of the lighter, luckier signs in astrology. So I'll be happy once we got that Venus out of detriment and Scorpio and into Sagittarius. And, lots of placements right now in places they do not like to be. They do not like to be. The sun is at fall in Libra. Okay. Moon doesn't mind being a full moon in Aries. Mercury doesn't really mind being in Scorpio. Venus is at detriment in Scorpio. Mars is at fall in Cancer. Jupiter is at detriment in Gemini. Uranus is at fall in Taurus. Saturn hates being in Pisces. So all the planets are pissed off. A lot of them are pissed off. Okay. They're not in happy positions. They're not in comfortable positions. And this is why I've been hearing a lot of people clients, friends of mine saying they're feeling really off right now and uncomfortable. Yeah, most of the planets are in places that they do not like being, and some of the places they most don't like being in. Okay. So buckle up, you guys, because these next few weeks are going to be buck wild until we're in Sagittarius season. We've got the rest of Libra season. We've got the craziest Scorpio seasons of our lives coming up. And then we're going to have a party when we enter Sagittarius season. Okay. But just being honest with you that this is intense. Be mindful of your surroundings. Be mindful of Aries also has to do with our actions and the present moment, what we are doing in the present moment. So a good way to work with the energy of this full moon, which is exact on Thursday, but starting tomorrow, we're going to be in the portal of it. So the 3 days before and after a newer full moon, we're in the portal of it. You know, being mindful moment to moment in the present moment, being mindful of our actions. This full moon is exposing to us what actions are toxic. What daily routines are toxic? Are we even living in the present moment? Or are we living in the past? Are we living in the future? This is a great full moon for cleansing and huge revealing geopolitically. So this is going to be one for the history books this week and the whole next actually 3 weeks. Going to be one for the history books. Totally. Seeing a bunch of you saying, JBF Beauty Club, hello, says things feel super heavy right now. Nothing light. Yeah, a lot of people sharing that as well. KWOW4 says, yeah, the whole month has been off for me. I feel like I'm in another world. Yeah, it's freaking weird. That's for sure. So a little bit of an intense Beyond Astro weekly forecast, but positive, okay, big positive. You guys may have heard that Donald Trump confirms he's going on the Joe Rogan podcast. This is going to be one of the huge revealing things that this is probably either going to happen this week or next week. Totally Mercury in Scorpio, Pluto at the end of Capricorn moment. I'm so excited for this. This is going to wake up a lot of people. So if you guys haven't heard about this already, very exciting that Trump is going to go on Joe Rogan. Very interested to see what he's going to reveal there. And, some of you may know that President Trump just did a rally to over 100,000 people in Coachella, California. And actor Dennis Quaid, came out and supported Trump publicly. And he said, God bless you. God bless America. I'm here today to tell you that it's time to pick a side. Are we going to be a nation that stands for the Constitution or for TikTok? Are we going to be a nation of law and order or wide open borders? Which is it? Because it's time to pick a side. So love that the tide is turning towards truth, freedom, common sense, more people coming out for President Trump. And interesting too that Saturday Night Live this past weekend was roasting Kamala Harris. So there's a very big shift going on for sure. And of course, in Canada, we have big news that some Liberal MPs are mounting a new effort to out Justin Castro. So this might be something that happens really, really soon. So again, this is going to be one for the history books, you guys. Let me know how you're doing in the comments below. I'm sending so much love and light, cosmic love out to you all. We're going to get through it. Be very mindful of our actions, our words, our thoughts, because they're creating our reality and they're amplifying what we attract and experience. And I'll see you all on Tuesday for the next Daily Astro Show. Monday, we are having no shows on Beyond Mystic because it's Thanksgiving here in Canada. So see you on Tuesday. I love you all so much. Oh, and I almost forgot to say that we've got this Red October sale on the Beyond Mystic Insider Access Pass, 50% off, 2 days left for this awesome deal. So you can go check that out over at beyondmystic.net. I love you all so much and see you next time. Mwah! Bye, everybody.